Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest celebrity news, reality TV. I've got too much eyeshadow on. It's going to drive me bonkers. Woo, that looks like a lot. And of course, today's Jeff Lewis Live. How are you? I'm doing okay. It's a rainy, icky day. I usually walk with a friend. We had to cancel it because of the rain. So I was so looking forward to that. I always look forward to our walks. And it's the 21st anniversary of my dad passing away. So I know it's been 21 years, but a lot of times it feels like very recently. So anyways, little emotional, but I thought I would share a picture of you, a picture of my dad, not of you. So this is a terrible picture. Remember, I got married in 2000, not 19 something, the year 2000. So it's not the best picture. So you can't see, but this is my dad about to walk me down the aisle. In 2000, he was 6'5". This was me with heels on at 5'7". So you can see he's a lot taller than me. He was balding a little bit, but he was very athletic, so handsome. We did not know he was sick at all here. My dad got sick. Gosh, what year was it? December 2002. So this was August 2000. My dad had then retired at 51 to be the best pawpaw ever to my 2-year-old. And I was pregnant with the next baby. And anyways, he started feeling weak and tired as he played golf with his friends and got it checked out, and he had cancer. So he did some very heroic battle for 15 months, and it was actually cleared in January of the year he passed away. And then they said it was all gone. He had stage 4. It was in his lymph nodes everywhere, liver, everything. It was lung cancer, small cell lung cancer. And then it came back in April. And when it came back, he had trouble breathing at home. My mom took him to the hospital. His lung had collapsed. And, he was in the hospital a few days before he passed away. I can't believe I got through that. Anyways, he was an amazing dad, but you can't see. I wish you could see. He has the same eyes as me. He gave me his light green eyes, and he had this by the time he was 50. Well, gosh, what would he have been in this year? He was born in 49. So in 2000, I guess he'd have been 51. Bad with math. Anyways, whatever his hair color was, there like a dirty blonde. So I definitely have his hair color and eyes. Anyways, but did not get his height or his family's height because me at 5'7" is considered short. So his stepdad nicknamed me Shorty. So thank you, Michelle. It's like he's watching over you and your family always, proudly. So anyways, but in looking through that, I found an engagement picture. This was June of 2000. We got married in August. This was our engagement bridal pictures. If you can see that, could you see it on TikTok? I don't know if I was showing you on TikTok. Anyways, my dad. And so I found this picture of our bridal picture, and then this. So we had little camera. Again, it was 2000. The little the click cameras, the little disposable cameras on each table. So when we got those back, of course, it was very like a bunch of chumps. It was a bunch of black pictures, just nothing, the food, somebody's hair, it was a bunch of useless pictures. But this is a candid. So just to show you, I've been the same girl since 2000. Look at my eyes all bugged out. Of course, I'm doing that on purpose, but I'm just like, Anyway, so that is a candid picture from our wedding in 2000 with my eyes all excited. Anyways, just thought I would share that. It does, it makes me sad that he's not here, but it makes me happy that I had him for all those years and that he was wonderful and had so many memories. So yes, a lot of us have lost our parents, and it's very sad. Pootie Cat says, so sweet, Sarah. I lost my dad over 20 years ago, and I miss him every day. Yeah. It is hard, Dee. Dee's like the anniversaries, his birthday, holidays, Christmas, all those things. When my kids graduate and stuff, it's hard. Anyways. Oh, Jackie says I haven't aged. Well, let me put that picture up again. Anyways, thank you. Okay. Let's get into a little bit of celebrity news. The Karen Reed retrial started yesterday. It snuck up on me. I saw it last night. I was like, wait, what is going on? You can watch it live on YouTube, but when I keep clicking on the links, sometimes it's the ceiling, it must be somebody that maybe they're not allowing cameras, unofficial cameras in the audience. I don't know. If anyone knows, I'm happy for you to let me know. If anyone wants to click the StreamYard link right there on the YouTube, just copy and paste it into your, web browser, and come on and give me a little update of what's been going on. I would very much appreciate it. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it so much. So much. Ooh, good question. Somebody said, Dana Maria said, are you more like your mom or your dad? I mean, physically, I look like my dad. My brother looks like my mom, like dark hair, dark eyes. Who am I most like? My dad was very social. Couldn't go anywhere without meeting a stranger. My mom was a little more, I wouldn't say shy. She was a little more normal, average. But she had lots of great friends from growing up and work friends and neighborhood friends and all that. So she definitely wasn't a hermit or anything like that. My dad was just, worked at the same chemical plant for 30 years. He had a bunch of nicknames. He played golf. He bowled. He boated. He fished. He hunted. So he had a bunch of different friends, and literally you couldn't walk into Home Depot without him being like, his nicknames were Harvey, Hulk. I mean, he had so many nicknames. Davy. I mean, Mayonnaise was his nickname growing up because his hair was real white. Anyway, so I think I'm a good mixture of them both. My dad definitely taught me about money, about being financially responsible. Taught me the benefits of that. He, taught me the term, like, don't do anything half-ass, like, get it done. My mom taught me, don't feel sorry for myself. Like, life is tough, move on, like, get past it, move on. So anyways, I don't know. They're very, I got a lot of stuff from them. Wait. Oh, Lisa. Yes. The new season of 1,000-Pound Sisters started. I hope everybody doesn't think all Kentucky people look like them, missing teeth, all kinds of beauty in Kentucky. No, we don't think everyone looks like 1,000-Pound Sisters, but I love 1,000-Pound Sisters. I love who they are. Oh my gosh. Yvonne Gal, are y'all watching the season? It's recording, but I haven't watched it yet. Lisa says, I wish Amy on 1,000-Pound Sisters wasn't so messy as a housekeeper. It gives you anxiety. Didn't she start medicine for her own depression and anxiety? Like, I wonder if that helped. You know what I mean? I love that. May Boo says, my dad still lives on with my stories. Yeah, I could tell some great stories about my dad. So, just love that. Anyways, speaking of my dad and howdy, I don't know. My dad was from Alabama, but he got to Texas as soon as he could in the early 70s. Anyways, I decided to cheer myself up and wear these funky earrings that I bought a few months ago from this favorite boutique that I love. And they say howdy on them. So, I was like, where else am I going to wear these? I'm meeting some girlfriends out for dinner tonight. I'm going to wear a little white dress. So I thought, you know what? Let me wear these howdy earrings. So anyways, okay. Talking about the Karen Reed retrial. So it's long. It's just the very beginning. Lots of mixed opinions on it. So let's continue to be very respectful here about it. Let's be respectful in the Sarah from Texas Facebook group because we are chatting about it. Lots of strong opinions on whether or not we think Karen Reed is guilty or not guilty. And it just boils down to like police corruption and stuff like that. So let's just be respectful. Obviously, that the police in general as a whole are not corrupt. There's bad people in every single career path. So I don't want to get into an anti-police thing with this, although there seems to be more of a history of some corruption in that area from what everyone tells me that lives in that area. So anyways, I will still keep watching it, but I do want anyone that wants to give me an update on it, very much appreciate it. Somebody gave me the name of someone. Geez Louise, what's her YouTube? It's if somebody knows it, put it in there. It's a lady that's doing a really good job of like summarizing what's going on with that. But it was even a little too like courtish for me, like the word Thursday, this is gonna happen and this gonna happen. So I was like, wait, what? What is camel bite? Is it a new show? What is camel bite? I have no idea what that means. Camel toe? I know what camel toe means. Yvonne Gal says, every time I think she definitely did it, someone shows me info that tells me she's innocent. I couldn't decide if I'm the jury. And that's why I guess it was a mistrial, right? They couldn't decide. It's crazy. Okay. Vanderpump Villa is having some drama. The Mom Talk girls were on, which just kind of, I don't know. I mean, I get it, but it just feels like Vanderpump Rules has jumped the shark. I didn't even finish all of season 1. It was just so lame to me. Once other stuff started, I was like, I can't even finish watching this. But just bringing people on for the sake of like views. I just want I don't know. Maybe I don't. Maybe I say that and I really do want like people like Mom Talk to come on and, Stassi to come on, what have you. But this guy Marciano that was on first season is just a complete douchebag. I mean, just knows what he's doing, trying to become a reality star, all the things. He's got some drama going on with one. Is it Jesse or Jeez Louise? What's the other Mom Talk name? I mean, there's a lot of them, but Jesse and anyways, there's one girl that he's like trying to kind of accuse of maybe cheating on her husband. And she's like, no. And then she's throwing out the whole SA of it all, saying that you got in trouble from production because you are this SA. I cannot even say it right. Thank you, Vera, for reminding people to hit the like button. I appreciate it. And make sure you're subscribed. I would appreciate that too. Because some people get unsubscribed for some reason. I don't know why. Trust me, I'm not doing it. No idea what happens. But if you're subscribed, you should get notifications, especially if you hit the notify me button that looks like a little bell to get notified every time I make a post or every time I go live. So anyways, he's probably doing it for ratings. It's kind of grossing me out. I definitely will watch Vanderpump Villa and see what I think for myself, but it's probably going to be, when does that start? Vanderpump Villa. I feel like some stuff, we know Love Hotel starts Sunday. So Love Hotel starts Sunday, April 27th. I feel like something else starts May 15th or so. Why do I have that date in my brain? Okay. Yes. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives comes back for season 2 on Hulu, May 15th. And then I think June 3rd is that the kids in New York City, whatever they're calling that. June 3rd is Next Gen NYC show starts on Bravo. And I think that's all we have. I don't think they've announced anything else. So, nothing else in the world of reality TV. Thank you, Anne. She says, I look so beautiful today. Sorry about the anniversary of your dad's passing. Thank you so much. Anyways, I don't know. So, The Valley, season 2, episode 2 doesn't get any better. The fact that Kristen Doty is at Jax's house, basically telling him, look, if you don't think this is the lowest of lows, like you're in trouble with your wife, you're in trouble with production because whatever happened with the throwing of this chair and all that, you're not able to see your son without supervision, like you've got a huge problem. So nobody says the Coke word except for his soon-to-be ex-wife, Brittany. So eventually she says, look, you've got to admit this Coke problem. Well, he seems to get mad about that. It seems like, and he knows it. Jax Taylor has been on reality TV so long with Vanderpump Rules that he knows that what is said about him is going to affect his business. It's going to affect his brand deals. It's going to affect the shows that he and Tom Schwartz were doing. It's going to affect all of that. So he understands that. And he is all about trying to look like the best Jax Taylor when we all know he's a complete hot mess. So he looks like begrudgingly goes away. It takes a few days. He's got to get the information. He's got to pay the $30,000 up front for a 30-day treatment. This is part of the problem with why people don't go to the doctor, but why especially some people aren't able to afford mental health. Mental health, even if you have insurance, is sometimes not covered. And after COVID, the pandemic, even more so than ever, a lot of people are using these facilities and needing these facilities. So I don't even think there's enough of them, but they're definitely not affordable. I have heard of a few people that have had to go in these facilities. It's very expensive. They end up paying on this for years out of pocket. These are people with very good insurance. It just either doesn't cover a particular insurance place, or it doesn't even pay for all of it. And you end up having thousands, tens of thousands of dollars that you owe afterwards. So the fact that he does check himself into that, but it does seem to me on episode 2 that he's not excited about it. He's kind of like, pouting about it, if you will. But Kristen Doty is literally at his house going, look, if you can't realize that you're at rock bottom, two guys, Danny and Danny and Jason, which don't forget, Jason is his legal name. So if you watched episode 2, you see why he says something like he takes a call when Danny and Jason were there trying to kind of do this intervention. And Jax even says, oh my God, I love that TV show Intervention, but I never thought it would be me. Like, it's now me with my friends coming over, basically telling me, look, you're at your wit's end. You're at the bottom of the barrel. You've got to go and get help. Yeah. So when Kristen Doty, of all people, have to tell you your life's a shit show, you might want to listen. You know what I mean? But he takes his call and the guy's like, yes, this is Jason. So my thought on that is, later he's talking and he says something about Jax Taylor and uses his name. And I'm like, just admit you are Jason Couchy or whatever your last name is, Cauchi. Like, you're Jason. Stop trying to be, it's like Rachel. Stop trying to be this facade of Jax Taylor because it's not working for you. The problem is he's got this bar, he's got the merch that he's promoting. I mean, he's put everything into his name, Jax Taylor. You know what I mean? So, love those earrings. Oh, Bev says, I'm ready for summer. Thank you. I mean, I'll probably never wear them again. I just thought they looked appropriate today. And pink, puffy. This is like a little puffy, like a puff ball. It just, they just made me smile. I mean, you're not wrong. I hope you watch What Happens Live because we're going to chat about that. Kimberly J says, Kristen Doty is another Bravo celebrity that I cannot quit. I heart her. I mean, yeah. I mean, she's an OG, right? For sure. Oh God. Kimberly J says, even when Kristen Doty was boning James on top of the car. Was that like his BMW in the garage or something like that? Wasn't that? Oh my gosh, I kind of forgot about that. I thought they were so cute. Cecile says Kristen and Nia were on Watch What Happens Live last night. Cute as can be. They're both due in June, 1 week apart, both having girls. I mean, they're looking for a spinoff for those kiddos for sure. They're definitely gonna do some Instagram posts together for sure. I thought it was so cute. Hopefully Kristen's gotten it together. It definitely looks like she's calmed down a lot more. Her boyfriend / fiance Luke seems like a much more normal guy. I do feel like it would probably be in their best interest for their relationship and their child to move and kind of live in Colorado and kind of live a different life. But I don't think Kristen's ever going to leave the, West Hollywood, the TV, the celebrity of it all. I mean, she's still hawking these t-shirts. She literally gifted Andy Cohen with a t-shirt that says, what did it say all over it? Anxiety. Wait, what did it say? had all these words on it. But, we saw, like, is that still her job? Like making t-shirts? Is it a good thing? Does anyone buy them? Does she have cute sayings? Like, maybe Luke has a bunch of money and she doesn't need it. I don't know. Anyways, so Jax finally goes away, but not before he and Jax, of course, have more fights where she calls out his coke addiction. He keeps calling out the fact that she was cheating. She's not. They both had an agreement. Also, I think it was on Watch What Happens Live. They asked if Jax should be if he has a right to be upset that Brittany was having a relationship with someone in the inner circle. And they're like, no, he is not Jax's best friend. He's in the large friend group, but it's nothing like Ariana, Rachel Raquel, Tom Sandoval. It's nothing like that inner friend group, where they like hung out and did stuff and knew things about each other. And it was nothing like that. So I don't even know if they're still together. Does anyone know in real time if Brittany is still with this guy that they show from the show? Julian was his name. Anyways, but the fact that Jax and Brittany, like she finds these panties on the countertop. She finds a milk or a cup in the refrigerator with some lipstick on it. And she's like mentioning that. I'm like, y'all still have feelings for each other. You can tell Jesse and Michelle absolutely don't have feelings for each other. Like they despise each other. I don't think they should have probably ever gotten married in the first place, but they do have a beautiful little girl, Isabella, now. So they are just kind of, sloshing through things until Isabella's 18 years old. Jax and Brittany still have some hardcore jealousy, anger about them dating someone else. Is it behind your back? All the things, you know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy. Oh my gosh, I loved it. Lisa says, Harlow, her baby granddaughter, said, just learned how to crawl. She'll be a year old on June 13th. I'm Grandma Birdie. I love that. That's so cute. No, it didn't say suck a dick. The t-shirt, what did the t-shirt say? Did anybody remember? It had all these words. Oh, petty. Thank you. Dana Maria says petty. It was a t-shirt that said petty, 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 petty. And he just kind of got it like, oh, thanks. And kind of put it to the side like, dude, I am not here to promote your t-shirt company, which he could have, but he did not. And then she hands him the infamous green dress, which I totally remember when she and Tom Sandoval were breaking up and she dressed up. So it looks nowadays like a casual green summer dress. It looks like nothing fancy at all. But at that time in reality TV, you have to understand, people weren't getting glammed up. They weren't dressing up. They weren't wearing brand name stuff. They weren't, buying new clothes for whatever. So it did look like at the time that green summer dress looked like she had dressed up like a revenge dress to be like, look what you don't have. I'm here to collect our cable box and turn it back in. It was hilarious. Yeah. And he says his sister reminds him, so we're talking about Jax, his sister reminds him that they've got a family history of mental illness. So he's got to get over this thing that if he's not taking medicine, maybe he's not on the right medicine, maybe he's anti-medicine. He keeps saying, I go to therapy and they tell me the same thing. I'm like, well, maybe keep going. Like, maybe they're not getting through to you. Like, I feel like Jax, wasn't it a couple seasons ago where he was saying he was making appointments and then he never did? Like, Brittany would be like, when's your appointment? He's like, oh, well, he is a classic, little boy in a man's body, just not taking responsibility, being like, my dad should be here to help me through all this. No, you're literally 45 years old. Like, lean on people, but don't be blaming like your dad for not being here. Kimberly J says, Jax Taylor on cocaine and with the diagnosis of bipolar. That's a lot of work for him. It's possible to overcome and people recover every day. But this is Jax Taylor. Exactly. Thank you, Abby Duck, reminding people to hit the thumbs up button for me. He did? Oh, I don't remember that. Cecile says he needs to get off TV. Bravo and Stone says he said his brain was sprained. I mean, it might be broken. Like, he might need a cast. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Sarah brought up in the Sarah from Texas Facebook group, a thing to help people if they're dealing with addiction or, domestic violence, assault. There was a lot of rough, dark subjects on the show last night. And it's true. I usually fast forward through the commercials, but I don't think, unless I missed it, I don't think they put up anything like they have been doing the last couple of years. Like, if you're suffering from this, here's a phone number to help, or if you need help, whatever. I don't think they put up anything like that, which is kind of interesting. I mean, a lot of people are saying that people were protecting Jax. Production apparently saw all of this go down. None of this came out. Like, I think they forced him. And I'm kind of surprised. I kind of wonder what happens. Well, no, I don't think that can happen. Production can't pay for him to go away, right? Like, if you have a drug addiction or an issue with anger, as he does production pay for him to go away? I mean, clearly it was his $30,000, which was interesting that he acted like $30,000 was, I mean, it is a lot of money, but he acted like he had it, right? That was awful. Dana Maria says Krys ran away from Jax. That was surprising. But now, as we know in real time now, Krys has been diagnosed with autism. So it could be a thing. I mean, he definitely says that, Krys was in the other room whenever I had this, but you think Krys didn't hear anything or understand that something was going on? I just don't know that with Krys's age and maybe with his diagnosis that he's able to express what he went through. But obviously we know probably since the drug addiction thing came out that Brittany hangs out and is caring for Krys a lot more than Jax. So at that age, he's going to be more leery of like Jax being like, hey, Krys, I'm here. I'm like, he doesn't have that great of a relationship. He kind of hugs Zach. Sandy says Krys hugged Zach, but not Jax. I mean, he was a little hands off with Zach too, which I feel like, I mean, they call him Uncle Zach, but I'm like, how much do you see him? Like, we know now on the show, Zach and Brittany have been on the outs for about a year, so they're not hanging out like normal. You know what I mean? So Dee says, I'm disappointed in Bravo for all the drinking and drugs. I mean, if it's real, I just don't know how much I like that it's all provided for them. It's one thing if they're out and they are buying drinks, but as we know, it's like a cruise ship or an all-inclusive vacation. If you've already paid for things, it's all included. It's prepaid, if you will. People are going to partake a little more easily and a little more consuming of it. So when we know that Bravo provides the liquor, they pay for the dinners, they pay for the alcohol. We know on, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, all of those shows, they get them all sorts of liquored up. They know that's when the drama is going to happen. So to me, it's kind of manufactured, but it works, right? It's like people keep tuning in. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. Lisa said Topper, another Chumpette, Topper Chumpette is coming to Louisville Friday, and she and Lisa are going to meet up. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Have so much fun. Send me a picture of y'all. I'll be so excited to see y'all. I wonder if they do have health insurance. Cecile says they need to buy them health insurance. But see, that's not how it works with acting. Like, if you're a member of SAG or whatever, I think you can get insurance through them. But that's even a somewhat new thing, I think. So I don't know if they're a reality star, if they're a member of SAG. Like, I don't know how that works. Or if they just have to buy their own insurance. Like, it's just not. I think Topper's a female. Is he a guy? I'm not sure now. Anyways, it was very interesting, but Jesse and Michelle, complete hot mess, so hard to watch. They're co-parenting. They have a lot of anger about each other. Like I said, I feel like they probably should have never gotten married. I feel like they probably know that. Maybe it was a thing. I don't really know Michelle's age, but we know Jesse's like 45. They have a 4-year-old. So, he was probably wanting to be a dad, wanting to get married, do all the things, what have you. She's beautiful. He's sexy, whatever. Oh, that's good. Are they still doing the podcast where it's Brittany does it one week and Jax does it? I wonder. Let's look at what's their podcast called? I'll just look up Jax Taylor and see if it comes up. Because I know, they're In the Mind of Jax Taylor? Wait, does he have a new podcast? The Valley? 6 days. Okay, so at least. Oh. Ah, he's wearing his Invisalign on the podcast. Somebody said that's funny. Okay, I guess did I know this or forget? In the Mind of a Man is Jax Taylor Unfiltered. It started March 13th, and he had Alex Baskin on, who's one of the producers. Then he's had The Energy of Sex. He reacts to Brittany's podcast, and he does a listener Q&A. Has more sex questions on with this Dr. Emily Morse, The Bachelorette Blake Moynes, and then he interviews Tom Schwartz 6 days ago. Okay, so it's not called Jax and Brittany anymore. Now it's When Reality Hits with Brittany Cartwright. And it's on Podcast One, which is the network that he is on. So yeah, Zach is back, her bestie. So now she's calling her bestie, Zach Wickham, the guy that had the crazy hairline, but it's getting a little better. Anyways, that's good. Oh, then she said, okay, so she's got her own podcast and he's got her own podcast. Who knows what those two do? Topper, she is a female. I'm running around in and out. Can't wait to meet up with Lisa Lewis. Oh my gosh, I am so excited for y'all. Lisa told me about it yesterday. I'm so excited. Have so much fun, Topper and Lisa. And I promise you, wherever you live, or if you're visiting somewhere and you're going to have some free time, post here or post in the Facebook group, hey, I'm going to be in this city, or I live in this city. Do any chumpettes want to get together? It would make me so happy. So happy. Yes, it's the same girl. All roads lead back to Jeff Lewis Live now, right? Sandy says, is the girl that Jax is dating, his friend Paige, was on Jeff Lewis Live in 2019. Yes, it's the same Paige. Oh shoot, what's her last name? The one with the big knockers. She has not been on Jeff Lewis Live in a long time, but she used to be on it quite a bit. I don't really know if they had a falling out or what, but Paige is clearly still in the business or still lives in Hollywood and knows these celebrities. So I don't know. What is her name? Wait, she has a podcast? Lisa, wait, who? What is Paige's last name? Paige. No, it's not Paige Davis. No, it's not Paige Davis. Paige and Jax. Paige Woolen, Woolen. Paige Woolen is who was on Jeff Lewis Live for a long time ago. Yes, thank you, Sandy. So it is kind of interesting. Okay. Watch What Happens Live, as we said, was Kristen Doty and Nia. They're both pregnant, due in June, 1 week apart, both having girls. Super sweet. Nia does let us know that in real time they did buy the 5-bedroom mansion in Santa Clarita. So I'm sure that makes Danny so happy. All of their 4 kids are going to have their own bedroom. So they live out in the burbs. They got, this big mansion, all the things. We definitely know that Sheena and Lala are going to be on this season because they promoted it. Not sure how I feel about that. I mean, it's like, go. Is Sheena's podcast still good? Is that still a thing? So many podcasts. I mean, geez Louise. Sheena, you got to hand it to her. Sheena had her podcast before the pandemic, Shenanigans. And during the pandemic, I don't think it was quite as popular. And that's why Tom Sandoval gave her some money. I'm assuming it's still good. Ooh, turning down wait, what? Oh, goodness. On the April 11th episode, Sheena shares why she initially turned down the show while Jared addressed the bad blood amongst that friend group. Oh my gosh. Do we think Kristen is an empath? I mean, without Vanderpump Rules, what else is she going to do? Like, is her podcast paying it? Like, I don't even know. Does she? Oh, she still does her vlogs on. Yes, Sheena called in with the Baywatch tea. I know. I mean, she also got involved when they called her with, yes, exactly. When what's her face? Michelle called called Sheena. So and then they act like, oh, my friend Sheena. And I'm like, we all know who Sheena Shea is. Like the phone said Sheena Shea. Like we know. Yes, we chatted about it yesterday. I don't think it's going to be any good. I mean, his first guest is his ex-wife, Katie. It's like, I did see a clip of it, and Katie's basically like, have you changed? She's like, oh, yeah, you changed me. You made me into a great person. She's like, oh, do you come home at night now? He's like, oh, yeah, I'm so much more mellow. It's like, yeah, but you're getting older. Like, also, your fame is kind of gone down. So you're probably not invited to near as much stuff as you used to be invited to, right? Kimberly J says, Tom Schwartz has a podcast now. I tried to watch him on Disrespectfully with Katie and Dana. He's a snooze. Oh my gosh. Remember when Sheena had him on and was trying to get the scoop on, what's the girl? Cuckoo Joe, the Joe girl, the friend, whatever. So crazy. Oh, for sure she is. I love that, Heather. Says, I hope Sheena Shea's not sitting by the phone waiting for Dancing with the Stars to call. I mean, unless something big comes up, her fame is only going down from here. I don't feel like it's going up. So I don't feel like she's even in the running for Dancing with the Stars anymore, as much as I hate. I don't disagree with that. Bravo and Stone says Sheena is the hardest working cast member. I feel like she will always show up. She'll always, if she's invited, she will do it, all the things. Oh, Jen reminds me that Sheena was on The Masked Singer. That's interesting. So do you have to be a singer to be on The Masked Singer? I guess not, because like Tori Spelling was on it and she's not necessarily a singer. Well, the more I learned about Joe, though, and just how she was hanging on to the celebrity of her tiny, tiny role of Vanderpump Rules, I do feel like it's more to the story. I do feel like, as Tom Schwartz said, he was absolutely protecting her and not making her look like the crazy girl that she really was. Because I've seen too many of her Instagram posts. She went live one time and I caught that. I mean, I don't know. Cecile says Joe was treated so mean on the show. I think it's because they knew that she was using him for his fame, like using him for clout for sure. And also she was a freaking nut job. Wait, he did? Wait, what? When? Christina says Tom Schwartz moved to New York? How could he afford New York? I mean, that's got to be even more expensive than West Hollywood, right? Oh, for sure. And that might be a good fit for her. Jackie says Sheena wants to be on the Trader show. That could be a very good fit, right? Although she must be okay with leaving her kid, because remember when she had all that anxiety and she couldn't even leave her. She didn't really trust the babysitter. She didn't trust anyone. True. Well, they're Michael, alert. They're getting near that. Michael says, I'm just waiting to see what they're all going to do at 50 years old. I mean, even Sheena Shea, as young as she looks, y'all, she's older than she seems. Let's see. Sheena Shea age as Countess Luann. Sheena Shea is 39 years old, y'all. So she's only 11 years away from 50. So thank you, Charlie Charles. Check the subscriber, click the subscribers button and thumbs up button too. Thank you for the reminder. Oh, it was in his stories. So he starts a podcast and moves to LA, moves to New York. Tom Schwartz. Tom's the shoe. No. It's in his stories. Walked over for a little steak when I see the Valley crew holding it down. Wait, what? The High Line, which is definitely in New York. Cheers. But he's tagging. Oh, he's tagging all the Valley people. So what? Maybe they all tagged along when Nia and Kristen were on Watch What Happens Live. I don't know what that means. I don't see anything about him moving to New York. Maybe it's already expired. Crew holding it down. That's weird. As if he didn't know where the Valley crew was. Oh, that's what they're going to do. Bravo and Stone says, They will go on Jeff Lewis Live for $500. Exactly. Well, it is, but it's only 11 years. I'm just saying they are getting up there in age. I mean, a lot of the boys are in their mid 40s, so they're way closer to 50 than, so I am curious what they end up doing. Okay, let's chat today's Jeff Lewis Live. I didn't write a bunch of notes. It was raining here, cats and dogs. I had 2 errands to run. I had to drop something off at the post office, had to deposit some cash because when my kids get cash from all their adult Easter egg hunting, some of them want me to put it in their bank account for them. So I just transfer the money. They're too lazy to go by the bank and deposit the money in the ATM. So, of course, Mama has to do it out in the rain today. Anyway, so I wasn't really taking notes, but even as I listened, I mean, great shows. I mean, I really thought it was very conversational. Krys Marshall, the actress, was on with Sarah Colonna on the first hour. She's a Bravo super fan. She knew a lot. But I just feel like she was super conversational. Like, I feel like if she's able, she does live in the LA area. She works, she films her show, whatever that was called. Perfect. What's her show called? Perfection? No, it's some show about, I don't know, like the apocalypse or something ish, like an underground living area under Chicago or something. Yeah. Jen Helen says Jax is 45 years old. I was surprised. I didn't realize. Yep, 45. Who else? Danny from the Valley is about 45 years old. So yeah. Amen. That is a brilliant idea. Dana Maria says you should pocket a little of that money, egg money, as a service fee. I mean, it's my gas going through the bank drive-through, just like they can all do. They all can go through the bank drive-through. Paradise, thank you. That's the TV show she's on. Paradise with Krys Marshall. Yeah. No, I don't see I used to see his TikToks all the time. Lisa in Kentucky says, I used to see Brock's videos of all the work he was doing on their new house. So do they own 2 houses? Or does she have an apartment in where's her apartment? Where did she always live? Because I always said that she lived far away, that Sheena lived so far away. And then I know she's neighbors, right? Still with Lala. And are she and Lala still really good friends? Because I can see when the fame goes away and all the money and all the, the reasons they would travel together and maybe, oh, we got to go do these interviews or we got to go to Watch What Happens Live. All that hanging out. Now it's like podcast against podcast, like give me Lala versus Shenanigans and like who can come up with all the next, products and stuff. Yeah. Oh, Lisa says, I was thinking that Jax looks awful seeing him on the Valley. I've seen him look worse. I think even Kristen. So on Watch What Happens Live, Andy said something like, is that the worst you've seen Jax in that moment? She was like, oh no, I've seen him like this a couple of times. In other words, he's been rock bottom and he's still not gotten help. I mean, Jax Taylor is only going to do things for Jax. Yeah, I figure it was Marina Del Rey or something like that. Somewhere like that. Oh, she does. Well, that girl, she's rich. Jackie says Sheena has 2 houses. So literally she owns 2 houses because I know one was an apartment they were showing, but maybe it was like a condo type thing. I think so too, but still keep listening to mine. Sarah from Texas. I don't even think of mine as a podcast. I more think of my show as like friends just getting together, chatting and gossiping about everything we want to chat about. And it just happens to go up as a podcast. So, I realize that a lot of people prefer I love watching a podcast, but I realize, I don't have like guests, like you would want to watch like other famous podcasts, whatever. So I do think a lot of people that when they do the surveys and stuff, there's a huge majority of people that prefer listening to a podcast versus watching. So I do think a lot of people listen to my podcast. It's Sarah from Texas. But I just think of it as a live show. Like, and it just, like I said, it just goes up as a podcast. So, oh, for sure. Heather says, all the Valley and Vanderpump people, they'll run the reality meal like Kim Zolciak Bierman did. Yeah. I even saw an Instagram story the other day where she was like, off to work again. And I was like, oh, she must be filming something. So I need her. I really would like to see her back with, Tardy from the party, or with her kids. I think her kids, if she's willing to put them out there, I really do think her kids are good TV. Absolutely think she's good TV as much as Teresa. I definitely think Teresa Giudice and her kids are good TV. I don't know. I'm waiting for the fallout of Dolores and Teresa. And I know in September, which is many, many, many months away, September, Teresa, Dolores, and Shannon Bedore are now, since Jen Aiden got herself fired, are doing this cruise. So I'm waiting, because I did hear something today where Dolores, when she does a lot of podcasts, she must have said something about that Teresa talks to the bloggers. And I'm like, finally, let this come out. We know that she was controlling some of the bloggers. Now some of those bloggers have now turned on her, because I guess Teresa they all they came to the light. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Michael Riley says, I just hate that he left his kids. That to me is a hard pass. Who left their kids? Who left their kids? Who you talking about, Michael Riley? Lisa. I don't know who you're talking about now. I'm confused. Lando says, do you think Jeff put MJ on a pause from the radio, even though he claims they're okay? No. I think if anything, she was just on Thursday. She's not on this week. I think they probably had already booked out next week. So they, which is not this week. They probably didn't know how it was going to go on Thursday, but he does tell us now that they had a talk right afterwards, and they're good. I think he's even going to hire, unless something else comes, I think he could even hire her back for 2026. But she herself has said, it's not for me. So he's like, so why would I want someone there that says this isn't my thing, like hanging out with fans? But we know she's done BravoCon, and that's hanging out with fans also. So it's kind of weird. Oh, Brock leaving his first 2 or 3 kids, right? The ones in Australia, New Zealand, wherever he's from. I have no idea what's going on with New Jersey. I think we're going to forget about it. And Jackie says, I read on Instagram that Teresa won't be back because of her personal issues. Marge will be back, but I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I don't feel like Margaret's going to be back. I don't know why. I love her. I don't know if they're going to keep her. I have no idea. Heather says MJ has more lives with Jeff than a cat. Anyways. Okay. So what did y'all think of Krys Marshall? Did you like her? Make sure to comment. Let me know what you think. Remember, every time you comment, every time you tap the screen, yeah, raise your hand. There's not even that many people over on TikTok, 37 people, and y'all have 18,000 likes over there, 18,500. Thank you so much for tapping the screen. I really appreciate. Thank you, Detroit Bex, for sharing the live. All of that helps me. I very much appreciate it. Thank you. I can't see any of your comments. Joe Giudice, I think what she's talking about. Teresa Giudice, yeah. Anyways, again, if anyone ever wants to come on with a question or comment, either put it in the YouTube so I can ask your questions. Sometimes I miss them. That's when other people tell me, hey, go and read such and such's comment. Or you can click the link that's coming across the banner now. It's always one of the first comments. Also, you just copy and paste that StreamYard.com link, and then that brings you up to come up and ask a question or comment. So I would love that. Yeah, Kimberly J says, I'm here for the tea. I'm dying that Teresa has issues with taxes now. But don't forget, even Jeff sort of took up for her in defending the fact that if you are making that much money to where you owe that much in taxes, then you're making gobs, hand over foot money. Oh, Lisa, let's see if I can come on. Copy and paste that and put in your thing. I don't think I'm able to invite guests. See, I don't know how to do it. Hit this link, Lisa, if you want to come on. Anyways, Now I forgot what's about Krys Marshall, I think. Anyways, the second hour was Judge Lauren Lake and Jamie Kennedy. I thought they were really good together. Lots of I love Chump Con, the people I met, the conversations. They feel so bonded to each other. Like really everything, which I believe it. I mean, I think a lot of the chumps weren't as close, and now they've all kind of experienced Chump Con. So I think even the chumps that didn't hang out before, they haven't had a chance to do things like, the Universal experience or, a Memorial Day pool party at Jeff Lewis's house, all those kinds of things. Got to do Chrome or something. Chrome. Pick Chrome. I hope I'm telling you right. Yes. Nicholas says, I like that she brought up Jeff being vulnerable and crying at Chump Con. So I thought that was a caller. But Jeff brings up, or maybe Judge Lauren Lake did, brings up this memorial that they did, which is not for anyone that's dead, but Jeff says they're dead to me. So all the people that are not his friends anymore. So Stu, Heather McDonald, Megan, Brandy and Julie, Krista Lamas, Dr. Donna was on the list. I don't know who else was on there. I wasn't there. But he says, yeah, I got very emotional about it. And even Krys Marshall's like, yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of friends, but anytime you lose a friend, it's very emotional. Trust me, I know, because I've lost people that I thought were my friends that were chumpettes, and they clearly were not. So, but it's still very hurtful when you feel like you've been duped, or, somebody was not who you thought they were going to be, or you weren't to somebody what you were to them, what they were to you. Does that make sense? Michael Riley says, Cynthia said that she was wondering if they were to get more money next year. I thought that was interesting. I think a few of them have talked about getting more money. And I'm like, come on. I mean, some have said, I hope you sell more tickets. That way we can make more money. And I'm like, $10,000 isn't a lot of money. Like to have everything paid for you and then $10,000 on top of it. I mean, Jamie was like, look, if you're making $1,000 a day, you're doing really well. And we made lots more than $1,000 a day. And it was also paid for. El Sharpo says, talking to bloggers didn't get Stump in Jen canned, which is Teresa and Jen Aiden. It was trying to destroy livelihoods of castmates. She's done. But for some reason, Bravo and Andy Cohen love Teresa. Not Jen Aiden, but love Teresa. Jordy says, I think it's enough of the unpacking on Chump Con. If we weren't there, it doesn't hit the same. They should move on. I do kind of agree. Like they've talked about it a lot. And it's like, okay, only 450 of the whatever amount of viewers or listeners were there. So I do kind of agree with that though, for sure. True. Dory says, Sarah, those people were not your friends ever. Thank you, Christine. The real chumpettes are here. Hey, freaking men. And thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart. I literally, when I think of something, I literally think, let me go put this on Instagram, because I love when y'all reply to the stories and send me a voice chat in the DMs, and I can chat with y'all about things. I love thinking, oh, I get to hear what they think about this on the next day on my reality water cooler. So definitely true. It was Kelly Dodd that said that. Sandy says Kelly Dodd said that about making more money if they sell more tickets when she was on Jeff Lewis Live last week. Yeah, I think it was more than her though, but maybe it was just her. I was thinking, I can't remember. Michael Riley says Kelly Dodd didn't sell one ticket, so she needs to take a seat. Ooh. Lisa says device is not connected. So I don't know what that means. I see that you're trying to come on. I don't know what that means. I think they will not. You have to turn on your microphone and your camera. Connect your microphone and camera, or it won't let you come on. Anyways, anyone else have questions or comments? It can really be about anything, any show, any people, whatever. Jordy says Kelly Dodd was extra bitch mode today, just ranting about nothing, probably drunk, who knows. Jordy was hate watching. I assume he made money. Dana Maria says, did Jeff make or lose money on Chump Con? I don't think Jeff gets out of bed unless he's making money. And based on the numbers, I don't think he could have not made money, especially now that we know Resorts World comped 20 of the rooms. So he comped, they comped most of the rooms. That's a huge percentage of the money. Now we know he traveled but he put a lot of people together. So Kimberly J says, did you hear Reza, Crystal, Cynthia, and Joey trying to figure out how much money Jeff made out the weekend? No, was that on Humble Brag? I did hear Humble Brag was really good. So try to watch that on YouTube if you want. I just haven't found an hour and 44 minutes that I wanted to spend on that yet. Jeff paid for the plane. Yeah. I'm assuming the money, the food, what else would he have paid for? Hair and makeup, glam, clothes, all of that was included in the $10,000, whether you want to spend it at $300 at Macy's or, more or something. I mean, I would hope he made $100,000, right? That's a whole weekend. If he charges $10,000 for a dinner and he got some dinner and drinks out of it, he combined the whatever. Wait, what? What would that profit? Mayboo says on Humble Brag, Joey and Reza say that over 1.5 million in profit. Ooh, I don't know. I guess it depends on how many were the platinum, how many were the gold, how many we know some chumpettes that just flew in for the live show and the after show. So that was, because unless Jeff got a cut of the hotel room too, I don't think that's how it works, but I don't know. I think if anything, Jeff wanted his listeners to get a discount on Resorts World. That way it would make them stay there, make it easier, and all the chumps could hang out. I mean, I love it. I'm jealous at the idea of all these people that have met and they hang out and they've become friends. I mean, I love that they went to Chump Con together. So that makes me happy for other people. Jordy says, well, we'll know how much Jeff has made based on if he's excited to try to add another one really soon or a mini one this fall. Oh, I don't think he would do a mini one. I do not think he would compete with BravoCon. BravoCon is in November in Las Vegas, and I do not think he would compete with that. That would not look good for him trying to be back on Bravo with Flipping Out 2.0. I think he's mentioned February or March of 2026. And he said no to a cruise because they take so long to book up. And he said, chumps are kind of last minute. So, Kimberly J, we're going to collect money and send Michael on to dinner with Kelly Dodd. $10,000. Let's see. Oh, February or March, Jackie said. Jen, Helen, didn't Jeff say that Resorts World gave them their rooms for free? Yes, comp 20 of the rooms. That's why Jeff couldn't say anything when they moved the chumps around. I mean, I think he still should have said something, but he said it's on the list of things that didn't go well, and next year it will go well. You know what I mean? So, Kim says that wasn't profit. They were saying 500 tickets times $3,000 is $1.5 million. Well, for one thing, we know that nowhere near everybody had the platinum ticket. They only tried to sell 100 platinum tickets because that's what was going to fit for the Chumpioke, the karaoke thing. And he said about 450 were there. So, ooh, good question. Nut Fam says, will Jeff have Justin Martindale back? I mean, anything can happen. I don't see it happening. I feel like if it was going to happen, it would have. And I feel like nobody has told me yet that on Justin's podcast, he's made any kind of comments about wanting to come back. So I would think if he had, because clearly, I mean, literally every day this week, Jeff, and last week, when people send clips apparently or tell Jeff a synopsis of a podcast, anything that was said about him, he even knew today he's mentioned. So he knew the MJ podcast. He's like, somebody already sent me that message where you're saying it's not for me. He knew about the Bryn podcast where she had kind of annihilated all of her castmates on her latest podcast. He doesn't listen, I don't think. Shout out Jeff if you listen to Sarah from Texas, but I doubt it. But he definitely gets sent that information, right? So Yeah, Dory says, I don't see Justin wanting to come back. I mean, yeah, I don't think so. Real quick on the second hour though today, you know how they let you fast forward the commercials? I mean, it's genius, but I'm like, and I agree, since we're already paying for SiriusXM, we should be able to fast forward the commercials if you just wait a little bit for Jeff Lewis to be on. I do this with Andy Cohen Live also. Did it this morning. But today I heard Jeff say, oh, there's a new Chump promo. So I made sure to only fast forward a little bit and then listen to it. So the new Chump Investigates was during one of the commercial breaks, and it's about all the nanas that Jeff lost or that Monroe lost in Hawaii and how he got him back. So I was glad he announced it. Otherwise, I just fast forward through all the commercials. You know what I mean? My money bag. Charlie, Sarah, when your friends are taking tabs on how much Jeff made, those are not your friends. Those people are jealous of your money bag. Ooh. So Cynthia and Joey and them and Reza or Matt are jealous of Jeff's money bag. They all talk about money a lot. You know what I mean? I don't know. Samantha says, same thing with Dr. Donna. Do you think she'll come back? I feel the comment she made was not that big of a deal, like he made it out to be. I've always defended her. I've met her a few times. I think I know her heart from, flipping out. She's been alongside him a long time. I don't feel like, she brought that up to him off air when she was guiding him, I feel like, to say, hey, don't align yourself with the marketing of this hotel, because I don't think it's going to be up to par to some of your bigger celebrities. That's how I saw it. Now, clearly, that's not how he saw it. That's not how a lot of fans see it. But that's why we can all respectfully have different opinions, right? Because we hear things differently. That's just how I feel. And that's what she's saying. And he's saying, I don't think you're telling the truth. Which, you can't force somebody to tell you something that if they're saying that's not their intent. And that's what she kept saying. That was not my intent. I wasn't doing this to embarrass you about that. You know what I mean? He basically belittled her, maybe Boo says. I mean, very much belittled her, in my opinion. I'm shocked that they haven't made up yet. But the fact that she was part of the memorial thing, and I'm positive Jeff approved that or had her added to that, the fact that he's not following her Instagram, doesn't matter what he said somewhat recently that she'll be back on Jeff Lewis Live. Now, do I think she would come back? Yes, I do. I think she's well aware of the benefits of Jeff Lewis Live, and she would not care. She would go and see her own counselor and be like, talk me into why I'm doing this. And she'd be like, well, because money. And, I don't know. Okay, one thing, and then we'll be done. At the end of the show today, Jamie and Judge Lauren Lake were both talking again about Chump Con, how much they raved and loved everyone. But Jamie in particular, Judge Lauren Lake also said, they met several people that have offered them things like, come to my city, we'll play golf together. Come to here, we'll do this. Come to my mansion in Montana, whatever. And Jamie's like very clear, oh, I'm going to take them up on all that. I was curious what Jeff thinks about that, with it being Chump listeners offering this stuff. Does that in the future, is that similar to what Jeff went through with Jenny Poulos, saying, don't put me in that situation where I feel like now I owe people something? Because, I think those Chump listeners, for that thank you of being invited to play golf or being invited to go skiing or being invited to go to this mansion trip, I feel like they want either some insider information on Jeff, or they want, they want something from Jeff. Like, oh, maybe I'll call in and maybe Jeff will let me come visit the studio because I had Jamie out. I mean, I don't know. I thought it was interesting. Bravo and Stone says Jamie has his own fandom, but he was saying Chumps were doing, these were definitely people at Chump Con. They weren't people at Jamie Con. You know what I mean? Strings attached, Dana Maria said. I just thought it was interesting and wondered if Jeff was like taking note of him basically bragging, hey, I'm absolutely going to take advantage of all this. I'm like, Jamie, do you know the history of any of that? You know what I mean? Oh, Mike O'Reilly says Jeff needs to take a seat. He can't control the world. So ridiculous. Linda says Jeff picks and chooses. Don't let Jeff fool you. Yeah. Jordy says I could totally see Judge Lauren Lake falling out one day. She's the type of personality he would cross the wrong way, then be gone forever. Ooh, I could see Jeff pissing off Judge Lauren Lake. I can't see Judge Lauren Lake pissing off Jeff Lewis, or the vice versa. Did I say that right? Jamie Con. Charlie says Jeff has that app that if they want to do a meet and greet, Jeff gets a portion of the money. Yeah, but he wasn't talking about that. He was talking, because that to me was like, oh, if you want to play golf with someone, that would be on the Fan Social app, right? Where Jeff would get 20% of that. Because to me, Jamie is getting these offers to do all this fancy stuff, these gifts, if you will, as being part of a chump from Jeff Lewis Live. So it's kind of like he's getting that on the back of Jeff. I thought it was interesting. I just want to know your thoughts. So if you're listening as a replay, if you think about it in 20 minutes and have an opinion, come back to YouTube, give us your opinion in comments. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for liking it on TikTok. There's almost 25,000 likes. Thank y'all. So I see Robin is liking the live like crazy. Thank you so much, Robin. I appreciate it. All of you that are liking the live. I very much appreciate it. And thank you to your little fingers for tapping the screen on TikTok. I will see y'all tomorrow, same place, same time. If you're listening as a replay, as a podcast, it's Sarah from Texas. Make sure you scroll down and give me a 5-star rating and review. I'd very much appreciate it. 234 people on YouTube. So please take a second to hit the thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. Would you connect here if they have another one? I don't know what that means, Jane. Sarah, would you connect here if they have another one? I don't know what that means. Oh, Melissa, shh. They can DM directly. They don't need to go through the app. Sure, the chump loses a percentage. I think Jeff would be mad for sure if he found out that somebody DM'd any of the chumps and said, hey, let's go to dinner for this amount of money. Jeff would blow his shit. Yes. Would I go to the next one? Chump Con? No idea. I would just have to see what the vibe is at the time. Anyways. Oh my gosh. I know, Lisa. I wish you would have come on. She says, I have makeup on today and look so cute. But you got to turn your camera on. I don't know how to talk you through that. It didn't have your camera and the microphone turned on. Anyways, thank you, Chumpettes. I'll see you tomorrow.